welcome back to another episode of CA Buildz. If you guys are new here, tap that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications. Today we're back on our Tesla Model X. If you guys haven't seen the previous videos, make sure to check them out. I'll leave the links in the description below. In the previous video, we got this whole thing taken apart. Let me show you guys. This is what we got so far. We took the whole thing apart so we could see all the damaged areas. Firewall is all clean over here, but we got a whole bunch of suspension damage. This arm needs to be replaced. The knuckle needs to be replaced. This control arm got completely ripped off. This one looks fine, but I think I will still change it. Might as well, since we're changing everything. And then we had the issue with the subframe where this control arm ripped out of there and messed up these brackets. I was thinking maybe to just change this bracket over here, but we're gonna change the whole subframe. Might as well make it right. So today's goal is to put it all on wheels. We're gonna change all the suspension here, change the whole subframe, hopefully put the wheel on and maybe even take it for a test drive. It's probably gonna be a pain because I already see some issues over there where some of the bolts, you can't take them out because it hits the battery. So we have to grind or cut them off somehow and put new ones in. But that's not a big deal, we'll get it done. Let me show you guys the new parts. All right, these are all the parts. We got the new subframe right here, well, used, new for us. We got a brand new tire, a used wheel, but it's a nice Pirelli right there. This is the spindle we're replacing, both of the control arms. This one should still, no, it's this one right here. This one should still be fine on our car, but we're gonna replace it, might as well. And the upper one right here. So let's get these things on the car. All right, we got the spindle knuckle out. We still have to get the bearing from out there, and then we need to take off this rotor and this control arm over here. The axle looks fine, the steering one looks fine, and then we're gonna take off the subframe. We got everything off of the old knuckle. It's all on over here. And then right here for this control arm to come out, we need to cut this bolt off like I told you guys, because look, it hits the battery right there and you can't take it out. So we need to grind this off and then the control arm will come out. Nice. All right, we cut the bolt off and let me show you guys right here. That's the bolt, we cut it off, and this thing is bent, as you can see right here, and that's the new one, is straight. So it is good that we got the new one. And now we'll probably do the same thing on the other side, disconnect all the suspension over here, and then we're gonna be able to drop the subframe. Let me show you guys underneath the car. So this whole thing right here needs to come off, and look at that. That's one big old battery under there. I'm not sure if there's some kind of shield underneath it, because it wouldn't make sense if they would just put a battery without a shield. But this thing is huge. No wonder this thing is like 7,000 pounds. All right, guys, we got all of the bolts off. Everything over there is loose except one rack and pinion bolt that we can't get to right there. We're gonna try to maybe lower it down a little bit and then screw it somehow. If we can't get it, we're just gonna cut it in half. We're still throwing the subframe away and try to get it that way. So let's try getting it out. All right, guys, the subframe is off, and as expected, it took forever. And check this out. This is the new one. That's the old one. They're completely different. This whole bar is thick, and where the rack and pinion mounts, the brackets are all different over there. And that's where it broke off on ours. So we're gonna have to go return this one and get the same one. Hopefully we can get one today so we can throw it on there. Okay, we were able to get a new subframe. It's right here. Looks just like our old one right there, and hopefully we'll be able to get it in there, because man, it was such a pain getting it out. Let me show you guys a little more under there. So it goes right there underneath the battery, so it kind of has to slip in right there, and the rack and pinion, everything's in the way to get it in there. So it's just a really big pain to get it out. It's probably going to be even worse putting it back in, but let's get it done.
Maybe you should take it slow.
Check this out, guys. Subframe is in. I don't even know how we got it in there. It is a pain. I already started putting this suspension together. Almost all of it is buckled up. We still need to put the lower arms in. And that's pretty much it. Just got to tighten up the bolts that go on the rack and pinion on top. And those are probably the hardest ones. And it's pretty much done. We're going to button everything up and then maybe take it for a test drive. We finally put it all together, and took a lot longer than we expected because we had some issues with the suspension right here, but we got it all together. We got the new wheel on. We're not going to go for a test drive today. We're just going to clean everything up, and we'll do that tomorrow. It is the next day here, guys, and I apologize for all the time lapses. We were just trying to get the subframe replaced as soon as possible, which we did get done, but in the process we did mess up an axle. We had some issues with this suspension on this side because we were putting these control arms in the wrong way. And in the process, we messed up the axle right here. You could kind of see it dripping over there. But that's not it, because now when I put it into drive, it just spins in here and it's all broken in there, which is fine. It's not a big deal. We'll get it replaced. I got a used axle right here. So now I have to take off the suspension again, just take it apart so we can get that axle replaced. And then we could finally take this thing for a test drive. I finally got the CV axle in, and just as expected, it took some time, but it wasn't too bad. And now, if we did everything right, this thing should open first of all. Look at that. If we did everything right, it should drive right now, because yesterday when I would put it in drive, okay, it's on. When I would put it in drive yesterday, it would just make noise and it wouldn't go anywhere. Let's see. Okay, we're moving. Yep, that's good. We don't have much battery left. It's what, 48 miles? We have airbags everywhere in the way. So let's go take this thing up and down the street. I'm sure our alignment is pretty bad because I changed all the suspension over there and it all got tweaked now, so we will need alignment, but we could just go up and down the street, see how this thing drives. Man, this airbag needs to get out of here.
Get out of here, man!
Front open. Oh, that thing doesn't close all the way, so we can't go too fast. All right, we're moving. There's some kind of little noise that I hear. I'm gonna have to check it out, but it's rolling. Everything seems fine for now. All right, I'm not gonna step on it because I hear a little ticking noise from that side of the wheel, which I'll need to look into, but it drives. Everything seems perfectly fine. Other than that, let's put in reverse. I'm not sure what this beeping is. Maybe it's probably because the doors are open. Let's give it a little gas. Man, this thing has power too. Look at this speedometer over there. That thing is pretty sick. All right, guys, that is a wrap for today's video. We finally got all the suspension put together. There is a little ticking noise or something coming from this side of the suspension. As you go faster, it starts going a little faster, so it's something hitting against each other. But that's not a big deal. I'll figure that out later. But that is a wrap for today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all the love and support. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.